Hi everyone, this is Jay from Suicide Working, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Cool, we're rolling. Where are you guys at? You're in Montreal?
Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
What's it like up there these days?
Routine, always the same stuff, you know. We're still in a kind of a lockdown, so that's always the same thing every day. So
They're starting to
occupied.
lift. They're starting to lift regulations here. I know a lot of states are.
Where are you at?
I'm in Richmond, Virginia, but I know like Texas is. I think yesterday they went no mask, no restrictions, 100% go back to life.
Oh shit! Okay, already. I thought they would wait for the vaccination to be complete.
Yeah, I thought so too. But I think there's 4 or 5 states that, as of yesterday, were. I don't know what I think of it either way, but they're back into it.
Oh, okay. Because when Biden got, I think when he was officially president, I heard there was gonna be some lockdown.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the American politic as well, because I'm in a different country, but we just hear some stuff over there, and we thought that it's gonna be a lockdown, but since it doesn't look like so.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, let's talk about the band. For those not familiar, for Suicide for a King, can you give us the 2-sentence boardroom pitch?
Yes. Suicide for a King is a metalcore band, if I can say so. We love to be identified as metalcore because it's the most versatile style.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide for a King, you cannot expect a thing from a song to another. We love to make our listener travel. We have fast song. We have a longer song. We love to keep it aggressive, melodic. We love to explore the progression between the chords, stuff like that. So we love to make variety of styles in our music, and I hope that's I hope that this is what you're going to find in the next song that's coming out in a couple of weeks.
Well, I think that's what you found in The Worst of Us, right? Is that the name of the single? I got that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's been out, what, a couple of weeks now, the video? Or a week?
Yes. For The Worst of Us, for The Worst of Us, yes, I think we released the official song on the digital platform on the 29th January, and the video clip was out on YouTube the 5th February.
And how's the response been so far? Pretty good?
Actually, unbelievable. Actually, we didn't expect to be like that they have such a good response to that song. We thought that, maybe we're still exploring, we're still creating and starting to be known to be known in the scene. But we received so much good critiques, positive review, people starting to like it. We started to develop our markets around the world, especially in Finland, for the people in Helsinki, Finland that listening to us. Really a big thank you, and of course all the other country.
Right.
We didn't expect to be that a success for us.
That's good. I know it's funny that I usually have a partner. My partner Rena is usually part of the show, and she lives in Helsinki.
Oh yeah. Good.
So she's probably familiar with you guys, but she had something come up today and couldn't make it. When you guys are writing, are you guys all writing together? Are you all in Montreal, so you're able to write together?
We back in the days for the first song, when we still have access to our jam practice, we used to make composition all together. With the lockdown, it comes with a different approach. So the way we proceed is one person's gonna start something, and they're gonna pitch this to us. We're listening to it, and after that we're gonna discuss about this. We're gonna make some modification. For an example, my guitarist Frederick has a studio home, so a professional studio. So he will make some riff, he's gonna take the tracks and he's gonna mix it up a bit. So he's gonna do a couple of ideas on it. For myself, sometimes I'm getting and play I give the some of my idea for the guitar, just tracking some things, and we're all doing this as a process together, but in different own.
Right. So are you're just emailing stuff back and forth?
Yes.
And then do you go to his place to track, or is that not even allowed? You track where you are and then send it?
For the pre, as I can say it, for the pre-production,
right,
we're all doing in separate own. Like for myself, I got a professional microphone at my house, so I can record myself, test a couple of ideas, and after that, send it back to the guy. The guy's gonna listen to it. When we feel that we have a solid product, we're all gonna meet up at Frederick's house, and we're gonna record a real good pre-production of what the final song is gonna look like. And when we are satisfied with this, we're going to our professional studio with Max Lacroix from House of Game.
Oh, nice.
Who's actually the guitar players and the founding member of the international band Blind Witness.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Are you finding that you're able to get more done now with the lockdown because there's nothing else to do except write?
Yes. Actually, we've never been so busy in our music line. People at their home probably doesn't know it, but we have so much song in our bank. Like right now, we haven't write as much of those as song since the quarantine. We wrote the song that we already released in the last couple of months, and the next one is gonna coming out in a couple of weeks and months. But we're already in the process of writing another EP and even more single after that. So we've never been so much busy as we are right now.
I hear that from a lot of bands, and I find it quite interesting that everybody's taking advantage of the lockdown to do that sort of stuff. But do you find it's more difficult to get noticed because everybody's doing that, right? Everybody's home and pumping out new content, so you have to kind of find a way to get noticed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's true. I think but even before the lockdown, there was still some pretty hard thing because. You know the international band, but most of people don't know the underground scene and the local band. And honestly, there are so many that's coming up each day, and you can wait a week and there's a new band coming out and they release a new song. So it's really hard like to be distinct by all of this content, but persistency and doing it frequently, I think this is what makes the difference between each band. So because bands sometimes release an album and doesn't work really on new material and stuff like that, but the band that always put out content and keep coming out with new tracks and still develop a better marketing strategy are the one that you're going to get noticed.
Right. So the industry has changed quite a bit too. So now I know you're putting an EP together, but really the industry is more based on singles, right? Just getting a new single out there for whatever it is, Spotify or, a 99-cent download. You don't really need to do full records anymore, right?
That's true. But for my personal beliefs, I think that in a metal community and the rock and roll and the punk scene, it's still like the scene that still want album. Like
I do for sure.
And me too. And when you look at the sales records, most of the people in those kind of scene are more willing to buy album because they want to support the artist. They want like the design graphic on the CD. They want a CD to listen in their car, and the little book was come with the lyrics. So
I read it top to bottom. I want to know who recorded it, who played bass on this, who played whatever trumpet on this. I want to know it all.
Yeah, and I totally understand them because, and also I think single are fine. Like I mean, it's good, it's quick. You can release a song that's maybe completely out of what you're doing all the time. But when you pull out an album, you have a concept, you have a story, you have a thing that relate all the songs. So I think it's two different vibe, but really, for myself, I really love hearing a good full album. Give me more time with the artist too, so I can really like analyze what they're doing, and you know,
And there's a whole art. I think it's almost a lost art of sequencing the record, right? Because when you do something like that, you put a whole record together. It's got to flow.
Yeah, exactly. That's the good word. You have to make a flow, a direction for the album, because you're selling a story. You're selling what is the album's gonna talk about. So it's a whole process, and I really love. I really enjoy an album, a full album.
That's good. So let's talk about that for a second. Then, is there a message or something you want your fans to take away from after listening to Suicide for Kings or Suicide for a King album?
That's a good question, because we actually in our career we never made a full album, an LP of 10 songs. We never passed that objective. Right now, we just released an EP who has a couple of songs on the end, and there was a story in it that talks about some of things that I find in life, things like a temptation. It's a subject that we're really considering me. For the single that we were releasing right now, all the song talks about a different approach that I have with life, like lessons that I think are important in casual life, like enjoying the moment present. The presence is start trying to see like happiness in your day-to-day life, stuff like that. So for right now, we're still working on our singles that are probably going to be on the same EP. We're still like talking about it. But for a whole album with the story and stuff like that, we're still in consideration, because we don't know still. We still don't know what's going to happen after we finish release those kind of EP. But I want to make something good for people to relate on it and really enjoy the project.
All right, so I never ever. This is probably the first time I'm going to ever ask this question on the podcast, because I try and stay away from it. I usually don't ask where the name came from, but I'm pretty intrigued about Suicide for a King. Can you tell me where that came from?
Of course, actually, the origin of the name, it's for my guitarist player who was playing chess with one of his friends, and he was losing, and he did sacrifice one of his best piece to save the king to win the game. So he had to suicide his best piece to save the king, and that's where he came up with the name.
Nice.
At the beginning, we were still figuring out what was is it, are we gonna keep it or not? After a lot of talk, I think everybody found something special in the name for themselves, because this name, for myself, I think have a lot of a different opinion on it. Like for myself, it could mean something totally different than what it is for you. Right. And I think that is what it make it special for us. Is you can image it the way you are, and that's why I think we keep it.
Okay. So when you're writing, let's go back to writing for a second. I know I'm all over the place, but when you're writing, are you writing the song for like how it's going to come across on stage? Or are you writing the song and then you worry about how it's going to play on stage? Like, are you saying, especially in the metalcore genre with the breakdowns, are you saying this is a good spot for a breakdown and the crowd's going to go crazy? Or do you just write the song and then worry about it later?
Good question. We wrote the song because, the song has to gives us a good vibe. And if it gives us a good vibe, the crowd are going to feel it. I'm pretty sure about that. We're writing a song, we're writing a story, and the product has to be good when I'm listening to it at my own. So if the product is good, I think the people in the venue are going to enjoy it, whatever
right
is their breakdown here or not. That's my opinion on this.
So along those same lines then, have you ever written something that is too difficult to play off live? Or had to be reworked?
Because that one is a difficult one, especially for right now, since we didn't make a show with our new stuff yet. So I still don't know how it's gonna come out live on stage. I'm trying to make parts that I know that I'm gonna be able to do
Right.
For a live performance, because sometimes an artist is gonna write a song really difficult, and sometimes it happens that the artists are unable to perform it live because the way it was written is so hard, and sometimes I thought, especially for the singer, the part that he was reading are unable to sing by only one singer. So
right, especially night after night.
Yes, of course. So some part are just too hard to be doing. I know we make a product and we're recording, want to make something good, but for the live part, sometimes it can be a little tricky.
Right.
For my lead guitarist, I know that sometimes is solo are sometimes that they are really hard to play. I know it because I see him struggle it.
Right.
So sometimes with the notes, so sometimes you find it difficult to pull out a show, give people what they want, give the energy,
right.
and just try and focus to be on this guitar. But we practice a lot, individual and as a band, so we can do a good performance as a band. So I know it's hard what we're trying to play, but if you are willing to record it, we're willing to play it live.
Cool. So are you guys planning on, because we're in this weird global situation and we don't know when we're going back to shows or what they're going to look like, are you planning on doing any sort of live streams or interactions with fans?
We're still talking about it, because I know some bands that have been doing this. For the international band, I know a couple of bands that have been doing like On the Road has made an incredible live stream experience with their fans. It was amazing. For the local bands and underground bands, it's sort of a different vibe. As I can see from my partners on the local scene that are trying to make some live stream. Sometimes it can be a little bit more hard because we don't have the crew or the location as the international band.
Sure.
We're still talking about it for what we're gonna do. For right now, we're still trying to focus on releasing our new song, record our newer song,
right,
and make a little bit of interaction with our fan around the country and stuff like that. So we're trying to make like little Twitch night with our fans to make it have a great time.
Awesome. So the last one I've got then, your videos, are you guys doing them yourself as well because of this weird pandemic, or is somebody else doing them for you?
Yes, we're doing ourselves. We have a little help of one of the friends, Ben, who still will help us on some stuff in the band. Like sometimes she help us with managing stuff and the social media and stuff like that. And she was the one who edit and film our video. So we're still doing it ourselves, but we got a little help outside the band that's still like around us, and it really helps because we can obviously film ourselves. So we still have a lot of a second pair of hands. But most of the things that we do, we're doing on ourselves. Like if you look on the stage that we built for the worst in us, like the chain stuff, like we all did it by ourselves.
Right.
So it took us, I think, 1 or 2 hours to build those kind of setting, but we feel pretty proud of it.
That's pretty good. I mean, I guess you have to just adjust and adapt in these times to try and get your stuff out there. That's all I've got. Do you have any? Did I miss anything?
No, that was pretty awesome and really good questions. Sometimes I did some of the interview, and you have like a new question that I've never been
good.
Answered.
I try and change them up, and I was being honest with you. I have never asked the question about the band name ever, because I know everybody gets it a million times, and we try and stay away from it. But that one was just standing out to me, so I needed to know. So forgive me for asking that one, but.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the time, my friend.
Just one, if I can give a little teasing spot for people who are listening on the Brutally Delicious. We're releasing a new song in 2 weeks approximately, I think, I'm gonna check my calendar, but almost 2 weeks, you're gonna hear again from us. We're releasing a new song, and I hope you're gonna like it.
Awesome. Thank you, my friend. Be safe, stay well, and I'll send you a link when it's up.
Okay, have a good night.
Take care. Be well.